time and heaven. Where did the H come from? What is the 8? Is it two little balls on the keyboard? Can the 8 be just a twisted omega turned into an 8? And then, of course, they tie up the ends like a challah. The challah must represent the omega, the twisted strands at the end, creating that 8. I know I'm going to forget about this very soon. It's up north by the lake. I sort of had some kind of difficulty comprehending the people there, that when I made a comment, for some reason, I don't even mention numbers, and the first thing they say to me is, why are you mentioning a number? Keep the numbers out of this. We don't want to know about the number. But the whole thing is the answer is the number. They don't get it. I barely met, in fact, excuse me, I met 2 people on Saturday night down in St. Agathe, and one guy, his name is Larry Levins, and he reads the sky, and he reads whatever else that intuition he has. Well believed. He was a nice guy. And they talked numbers that night. It was quite interesting. Anyways, what I'm going to get to right now, skip out and over that, is this. These images all over here. Why did I make them? First of all, here's one square. Does everybody think this is one square? Then what's this? This is a box. This is one square. This is a box. All you got is 4 here. But you have the lines. Lines mean separation. So I put an angle there, an angle there, an angle there, and an angle there. 1, 3, 7, 9. They are all odd numbers, okay? Then where that line is, like the cross of Christ, goes across here and across there, because you separated. This is God's first 4, okay? And this is God's final 4. I didn't count God in the situation, so his first 4 in himself is 5, from A to E, equaling 6. In between the 2 is C. Well, what the hell? Nobody understands this anyways. This is all a numerological way of saying, instead of saying the letter, okay, I say a number. And what I do is I give definitions, simple definitions to 9 numbers. And with that, I learned the opposition of the same number, and then I learned the in-between of the same number. Now I got 3 different stories with one number now. I have 4 different suits that will automatically make 12 stories, plus the story totality is 13, the answer, whatever it might be. So we're going to lift up this again. So I end up taking that square, okay, remember that square, and once I made this box bigger to look like this, all of a sudden this box and this box are the same. And I'm going to just show you a little writing on this, if I can get it out. I'm going to put this over here. And you see that little square here? Well, just extend one arm here, extend every single corner, and you end up having the same thing here as here as here. What I did with this square now is, because the cube has disappeared, we have to have a full cube with a division inside. So I took this and I enlarged the cube to this. But these are different worlds anyways, this cube and this cube. When I make a line and go on the outside of this, I get my first block. When I go on the outside of this, I get a block that's over this block. This block starts at 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 on the bottom is 8. 3 and 3 is 6, is 14. 14 is 8 and 6. That's what it is. Because 86 is men. Okay, one of God's names. So I'm just showing you different ways, and I am so sure, I am certain, okay, that we signed a paper of what we wanted to do in this world. Okay, we signed a paper that we watched the movies of what earth was all about before we chose as angels, okay, to come down here. Okay, maybe some angels who are already into another place in their minds don't have to come to earth, but we probably, maybe we're new angels and we've never been alive. Maybe we're new pearls. You know what I'm saying? The pearls, the mind, the pearl. I have an auntie Pearlie, and she had a cat named Pearlie, and this is a pearl. And and anything that connects to me, okay, anything that I see, anything that I talk about, that I remember, it's definitely plays a part and a role in my vision of creation. They want to abolish the penny. They want to abolish the cent. If they abolish the cent, then God will send no one to save us. And no one was Noah in the past, because he knew what was coming. All seems like a joke in games. God likes to rhyme it all together. Seems like more fun. Sounds better, especially when he's alone half the time. So where are we next? The cent is just a big word in if you have a pig house in French, they would say it's a sou, and in French a sou is a penny. Otherwise, in English, a sue would be to go to court and to sue someone. So that penny has been involved in at least 8 situations right now. When they say beneath and above, it's also the word sue. Where are we going to go right now to my visions? And for some reason, I feel like I've been cut out. I'm not getting the same active where I'm writing, and there's just so many things, and I'm getting so little hits. So maybe in my interior, my mind, it said, Ronnie, you know what? Slow down a little bit. Okay? So you'll write a little less. So you do a few less YouTubes. It's a big deal. It's not a big deal. My big deal is I feel like I've been left into the dust by the man in the sky, who to most people doesn't exist. But to me, somebody does exist. We are elements of the thought. We are no more than a current of the electricity passed on from a distant matrix into this world, connecting to the mind. They all say we have nerves, nerve endings, and our vision, the way we see, the way we hear, and the way we smell. And then the matrix comes out, and the guy says, I'm tired of eating food that has no taste. And it all makes sense. They created taste. They created love. Okay, even if love is the truth, okay, they still created in this world and how to understand what love is. They created feelings and touch and taste and everything, because this is the world. They call this world Earth, and that's what they created for this planet. Out of all the planets, there are only 2 planets that do not have the letter U in it, which is Earth and which is Mars. Does that mean U, the letter is U, and U is U, is not on either Earth or Mars? Because Earth or Mars actually is the 3 and the 4 and the dice. They are the complete numbers, okay, in their category before you get to 5. Because once you get to 5, after 3 is an odd number. You now have 4 corners and the 1 dice. It now includes other dice. The 3 dice is unique, and the 4th dice is the first unique dice onto the 5 and the 6 dice, each which have 4 corners. See, here's the 4 corners. Here's the 3 corners. These 2 are unique. Okay? The 2 corner is unique, and the 1 corner is unique. It is the 1 corner and the 2 that actually makes this entire dice. Nothing else does. And did you know there's 2 spots on this dice that you don't get? See this dice here? If you filled up all the dice with the opposite sides, you don't fill up here, and you don't fill up down here. Whether the dice is this way, here, and here, or the dice is this way. Where are we going? The Bible. You don't have to read it. Why are we here? What's the question? What do we have to answer is the question. We have to be just nice people, good people. Okay, we have to come here and be nice. Good. Learn what life's all about, because if that's what the Bible says and that's what the Torah says, then let's learn what life's all about. I basically figured out a few pieces of the puzzle. I probably didn't figure it all out, but it's all about connecting, okay, to that distant mind. And the only way to get to that distant mind is to believe that there is a distant mind, and to believe where truth and trust comes in the goodness of the heart, where you don't take advantage of anybody for any reason. Sometimes you can be at 6, and sometimes you can be at 4. Other times you might be at 5 and 5, but you can't be at 5 and 5, because the only thing that's at 5 and 5 is, imagine you're here, he's here. You're not actually 5 and 5, because the middle of the separation of the two are the 5 and 5. So what they actually do in this world is they do this into this world. This part is not connected. This part is connected. Count the fingers. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Can't see this one on this side, eh? Can't see it. It's not made to be that way. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay. 8 is the heaven. Okay. The rabbit hole. Okay. 8 is the heaven. If you ever really opened up your hands, there's a rabbit hole. Do you see it? Do you see that hole there? It's an automatic. Anyways, let's get off this crap. Thing is, this is the time of the end of the world. Everybody's talking and selling books and all this about the end of the world. If there's a God out there and he created this whole thing, he's going to scare the shit out of you, because he makes the best movie of your life. God created all the movies, and this movie of life is the best movie he could have ever made. So something's coming in, something might happen, but whatever it is, once the hands separate, okay, doesn't matter. Either you're in this body alive on earth, but when this hand separates from this hand is an energy. And this is your spirit in heaven. Okay? Whoops, you're together, you're now an earthling. Whoops, you're just an angel in heaven. You know nothing of earth. You've never been here. But whoop, you are here, you're here now, and you learn about that energy of where we are. It's all about connecting to the matrix. The matrix of love, the system of 55. Everything is about 3. So if everything's about 3 and it's all pairs, then everything is about 6. And a pair in French is a father. A pair. If you have paradise, okay, it means you have 2 parents. Where are we next? What's going to go on? What are the Illuminati's going to do? You know, what are we going to do in the new world? What are we going to do with money in the new world? How do we bring in the new elect? Will we make elections and just be sitting at home? I'll be sitting at home. You'll be sitting at home. We go door to door to give out the tickets for their own number, and then they do it right on their own computer. Not bad, eh? Save millions of dollars. Bundles. Don't need all that security for no reason. Anyways, Raphael 7286. I'm with you guys. Oh Lord, come and tell me something. Come and tell me something. Make sure I'm still in this game, because if there's alien beings coming from another planet, if something's going to happen to us because the evil bankers and their stupid money, that freaking fucking money, that corky, cocky money, could have had a buck, could have had a doe. They're both reindeers. So whether you had a buck or a doe, what's the difference? You ain't got no cash. You ain't got no cash. Got any cash? Yeah, I got a bill. What are you, a duck? I got a bill. What are you, a duck? I got a bill. You got any coinage? Yeah, I got a coin. I'm from Israel. I'm the only coin there. Hey, no more coins, no more cash. Euros. We've got lots of euros. Hey, hero. There's a hero sandwich too. What else don't we have? But this isn't resemblant to something else in order to meet, for it to meet the markets. For now, we leave it at, everybody says the Mayan 52, 52, 52. Let me tell you one thing about the Mayan. It all has to do with 52 and X, okay? Which means 10, because it's written on the Sanskrit. So 52 becomes 520. 520 is 360 degrees one day, and then 160 degrees. Let me calculate it here. Let me calculate it. 360 divided by 160 equals 2.25. You know why 2.25? I don't know the real terminology for where that number is going, but 2.25 is 9 times 25 equals 2.25 or 225. And it's the dog pound. It's the 9 spaces of the dog pound. Every one is worth 25 because the queen and king are in every single one of them. If you really want to look that way, the queen is the 12th card, the king is the 13th card, totaling 25. The word jack, J-A-C-K, the 10th letter, the first letter, the third letter, the 11th letter. 11, 3, 14, 1 is 15, and 10 jack is 25. So we got our 225. Now we were talking about the 520 degrees, okay, because all these things mix together, you know, and I just don't have all the answers right now because no one's asking me any questions. See, that's where I slow down on my videos. I had to slow down because I came to a point where I haven't even finished learning half my stuff. I need to continue learning it. And there's so many things I haven't learned, but I know if somebody asks me a question, I will not lose as much energy when somebody loses a question because I'll have a direction and I won't have to create a direction because everybody knows the minute the path starts, it's like a branch. I mean, if you want to know why God looked at the tree and put roots in the ground, because that's the way creation was about. She just branches out until her flower falls, until the bird eats it and shits it out somewhere else, and the tree grows a little bit different somewhere else because the bird, you know what the bird did? He ate 2 seeds. He mixed up the seeds in his mouth, and it went into his body, and then he shit it on the floor, and then a new kind of species grew because of that animal, of what nature did. They're doing what man is trying to do. The birds and the bees, my friend, is what recreates and transfers in plants. It is the honey. It is the cream of everything. There's nothing better than a maple tree, my friends. There's nothing better than having the knowledge to know that there is a God out there, and we're not just here as stupid people, and there's so many things to learn. And he knew it was going to take a long time, up to the time of 2012, where we're all starting to pick off pieces and parts of creation. Not sure where to go right now. 225, the Mayans. Even 52 of the Mayans. You don't have to say 52. It's 5 days of the week, 2 days of the weekend. Okay? That's the way it is. But the weekend is 1.1. Actually, the weekend is 101 because it ends or starts on Saturday. The in-between is the dot, which would then be just a 0 if you want, okay, because to make like there's a separation, so they both separate to the 0 to join at the 0, because they both ones that are next to each other jump to the other side. Now they're still opposite of each other, so you have to take that dot and turn it into a 0 between them. Now they can go be friends inside the egg. So it's 5 and 2 of the Mayan, whatever. And when they talk tonnage, you got to think a little bit. Are they talking ton, T-U-N? How are they talking it? Because I know a ton is 1,000 pounds, I think. I'm not quite sure. And then a metric ton. So that might have something in the balancing of the value, the truth of the numbers within that group. I'm not sure. It can be a division. It can be a lot of things. I do not know. I'm just bringing these things up. I'm jogging. I went out for a jog 7 years ago, and I'm still jogging. Okay, sometimes I jog quick. Sometimes I jog slow. Sometimes I actually don't have a continuous jog at all. But my mind must always go. Once you stop it, and right, you stop the flow of the what's the next word. The other thing that there is have you ever drawn 1, 1 and tried to split the 1 in half? Here's 1, and now you split it in half. You have 1 on this side empty, 1, 1 on this side empty, 1. So if the 1's not here, it's here and here, saying that the center is the value of 1. The distance between here and here. By this 1 over here, you now extend it to 2 sides. Now if you release this side here and this side here, you automatically get the I effect. Now the question is, why is it like this? Because I had to put 2, 4, 6, just like on a dice, okay, a rectangular shape, just like the pool table, and I end up getting these sides. So there's a lot of things I can explain in this, but I just figured something out about that before, and that's why I mentioned it right now. Raphael, 7286. Hold on, let me get back to this. Now, would man be on a planet that has a U, or would man be on a planet that doesn't have a U? Why is Mars and Earth? Because Mars and Earth are the home planets. That's the way I have to see it. They're a home base. 4 and 3 is 7. 3 times 4 is 12. 1 and 2 is Mercury, Venus, alphabet. 4 times 3, 4 plus 3 is 7. 7 and 12 is 19. Spirit. Is that the spirit station? It says spirit. But is man in time heaven? Metric? What are the letters we use? MK. Metric kingdom. MK. Metric kingdom. MK 26. Metric kingdom. What are we going to get into next? What else did the Mayans do? 25,625? 25,625. Well, to get to 625, all you have to do is get out the star key and cross it. You pass the 5 4 times. 5 by 5 by 5 by 5 equals 625. You take out the monopoly, and you go around the board once and end up on the Mediterranean for the first time. The first time you can do it is 41. That equals 25,625. The other thing about 41, the reverse of it, 14 would be the middle of Rubik's Cube, where actually is the heaven of everything because it's empty. It's where everything turns in and out. There's actually nothing on the inside. Even on a cube, when a cube lies dead on the ground, you cannot see the number from under, but you can see from the number of above. Obviously, it's going to tell you either 5 or 7. Those are the only two. There are 4 sides of a dice. Okay? And let me see this. We have this dice here too. The opposite is always going to be a 7, right? But there's only 2 sides. The 6 and the 1 are the only 2 that when you turn it around and you put the 1 in the center over here, you have 7. But if I have the 5 dice and add these 2, they just overlap. The same thing for the 4 dice and the 3. The center hits the 4 center, but the other 2 overlap. And don't forget, this dice can create the letter Z, or just a 7. But what if you put the dice this way, or this way? What if you just did this and this to the dice? It would just create the W. I'm going to create the W and diamonds also. If you keep doing this, you're going to get diamonds and W's because they're just the same thing. You're going to get V's. So if you had a lot of dice, you'd be creating the Spiderette Octagon Super Train Matrix. Raphael 7286. Constellation of Pegasus. Can you see my dragon? Me and my dragon, we say thank you for watching. Thank you.